Hi guys, this week's highlight is
Community clubs stand up at the Bayhill Premier Cup.
we'll see you after this. Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to the Fourth Moment Weekly Roundup, and this is where you obviously get your weekly dose of local football action. And with me is Coach Andrew Pequeno. Andrew, welcome.
Always a pleasure, Shamiel.
Good, fantastic weekend we had.
Sure, long weekend, eh?
Yeah.
Started last Wednesday at the Bayhill until Monday, but we'll go through it in a bit more detail.
Yeah. I think what we're going to do for today's show, we're going to start obviously with the Bayhill Premier Cup 2023. I think it took about mostly of a week of our lives. From morning till evening, obviously culminating to Monday. What a fantastic final.
Sure.
Where do we start? Let's start at the beginning, Wednesday. We won't go through all the matches, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the days. I think I got there on Wednesday, immediately surprised by the amount of people that...
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think from Wednesday, normally Wednesday, Thursday, the first 2 days, they're work days. I never expected so many people. I mean, I got there an hour before the first game kicked off at 3 o'clock. And there were already so many people. And by the time 3 o'clock came, there was way more people than I thought.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And the night game that evening was also full. The stands were full. And I think that just shows you, how the Bayhill Premier Cup captures the imagination of the local football community in Cape Town.
And also, obviously, every day was just the more of the same, more of the same. Semi-finals was fantastic.
Sure.
We were there to stream the finals on Sunday evening. And then Monday, wow.
Sure. I don't know.
Almost capacity is about 10,000, just over 10,000.
Yeah, I think the LOC pulled the rabbit out the hat there to move it to Athlone. There was no way that Erica Park would have handled the amount of people that came.
No way.
It shows you also, some people were talking before the tournament, is the Bayhill still the Bayhill? Let me tell you one thing, the Bayhill far outshone every other Bayhill, in my opinion, based on attendance. And, even we were live streaming, there were still queues of people when the game was on coming in.
I think it was
amazing.
At halftime when we stopped seeing the queues, because I think everybody was in. But the whole day, I mean, we were there from 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And people started arriving like from 9. The first game was at 10.
There were queues of people. Remember, at about 8:30, there was queues of people outside to get in for the first game at 10:30. And I think, Shamiel, people were talking about the ticket prices and all that, and affordability. And, I understand with families and this day and age economic circumstances, it is difficult. But for 50 Rand to see those 3 finals that we saw at Athlone Stadium on Monday was very cheap.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Was worth it. The experience, you've been there. It's a moment where you can talk to people and say, I was there when this happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? And big ups, the LOC, I know they had a couple of hiccups. In every tournament there will be hiccups.
I think there was probably hiccups every day at the tournament.
Yeah, but the positives far outweigh the negatives.
Definitely.
And, I think big ups to them. It's not easy. We run our own tournament, the Super Cup, so we know it's not easy, planning a tournament, getting everything executed. Yes, there will always be hiccups, but through load shedding, through crowd, through fields, through people, big ups to them, congrats to them. And, we're all looking forward already to next year.
Yes, we are. Let's talk about the match, the final match. Obviously, we had Greenwood up first against Jomo's Power. I think... Greenwood and we were talking about it on the stream also in the commentary, whichever side settled the earliest, that would probably be the dominant side. And that was Greenwood, and that seemed to be the way.
Yeah, listen, they settled quickly, they got an early goal. And Jomo's never really looked threatening in the first half. And then they got that goal in the second half, and it forced Greenwood out of their shell again. Because Greenwood had sat back and thought, okay, we can absorb the pressure. And the minute that goal, Greenwood came back to light, and soon thereafter they took the lead again. Yeah. And they held on. I was very impressed. We also got to remember that the finals were played at Athlone compared to all the prelims and semis and everything at Erica Park. And the size of the field, it's daunting. There's more space to play. But I thought all 6 teams that played in the finals,
fantastic.
They held it. They held their shape very well. The space actually allowed them to play more positive football.
Yeah, there was more expressiveness.
Yeah. But big ups to Greenwood winning 2-1.
Fantastic.
Second year in a row they won the plate, Shamiel.
Yeah, I think manager there, Raymond Brickell, saying that they're probably going to go for the next one.
The big one.
The big one, yeah. Anyway, a lot of pressure on Greenwood now to perform. Nadim Fredericks and Warren Lotters and Farid Losper there. So well done to those guys. And then hard luck for Jomos, but well done for making it to the final. Team from Atlantis, another community club, standing strong. So well done to them. And then obviously Bayhill and what was it, Highlands Park.
Sure.
That game was a bit less exciting, but I think nevertheless the occasion obviously was there to be had.
Yeah.
And Bayhill took advantage of it, going to penalties. And,
I mean, listen, Highlands dominated possession, dominated territory. You know, the first half was basically played in Bayhill's half, but they never really, that final third, they never really created a chance.
Yeah.
And I think Bayhill just sat back and thought, okay, you know, we can just absorb this. It's not going to hurt us. They had a couple of chances, Bayhill, towards the end. And then it got to penalties. And, you know, seeing the character of that penalty shootout, I mean, the first 6 from each team scored. The 7th of Bayhill scored, and then the Highlands Park, unfortunately, that player missed the 7th penalty.
And that player had a fantastic
tournament. But listen, the quality of the penalties were good. I mean, it was in the corner, power. So, you know, big ups to the boys. There was a big stage. The crowd at that stage was coming in nicely. It was filling up, so there was a big crowd supporting him. And the host club, Bayhill, congratulations. Yeah,
well done. And,
well done.
Yeah, well done to them. And well done to Highlands Park also for getting to the final.
Yeah. And we hope to see them next year again. They came last time, they reached the quarterfinals as well.
I think they came, this is the 3rd year they came consecutively.
Yeah, correct.
If I remember correctly. The first year they won it, they came here, I think.
That was a while ago.
Anyway, so and then obviously the big one that we were all waiting for, Cape Town Spurs or Grassy Park versus Cape Town Spurs. I mean, it was expected for Cape Town Spurs to win, but Grassy Park, we talk about pulling a rabbit out of a hat. That's what they did.
Sure, I think, Coach Razan Jacobs, Coach Kirtley Daniels, those two guys gave a tactical masterclass. I mean, the boys executed that plan. They closed the midfield, never allowed Spurs to have the space. When Spurs had the ball, they sat back. They implemented what we call a low block. They sat back, allowed them to have the ball. When they came into the area, they closed them down. The front 3 musketeers of Spurs, Bartman, Abrahams, Lee, they were nullified.
But they were fantastic that way. I mean,
those 3 were fantastic throughout the tournament.
Fantastic, Unfortunately, couldn't get a goal on that day.
No.
But some of the skill that we saw there from both teams. And what was nice from our vantage point was actually seeing the formations.
Yes.
Like the GP formation and the Cape Town Spurs formation, and how that 3 actually with Shoaib Martin in the middle there, sort of dictating stuff. That was fantastic to see. So for me personally, from a coaching point of view, it was a fantastic game. It was
it was a brilliant game. Grassy Park got us 2 goals early. It forced Spurs to come forward. But they didn't panic, and it always looked like Spurs were thinking, we're going to get one. Early in the second half, they got that goal. It was 2-1. We all still thought, okay, the comeback is on. And we thought Grassy Park would tire as well.
Of course they were. I mean, that Hamdele boy was...
He ran himself up front, shame. And I was very impressed with his heart. And actually the whole team. Jody Klaassen, the captain in the midfield, was exceptional. Andile Zuma in the midfield. Wherever Shoaib Martin got the ball, he was there, closing him down. And, at the end of the day, Shamiel, I think the most important thing that came out of Monday was we've always been talking about the last couple of years, the gap is closing with community clubs in the engine, with the community clubs and the pro setups and academies with the engine and the Bayhill. Monday it showed. Monday it showed that our coaches are just as tactically astute. The boys are tactically disciplined to execute the plan. And thirdly, and most importantly, our community clubs should from now on never stand back. They should never be overawed. They should never be intimidated by the team they're playing on the other side. And they should just go out there, have fun, and express themselves.
Because the confidence was clear to see. And I think what's the other positive about Monday is that, community coaches normally have a problem translating what they want into the players and actually seeing it on the field. And I think Grassy Park United this past weekend, they've accomplished that.
100%.
So that's well done by the coaches. But then again, Cape Town Spurs, brilliant tournament against Stellenbosch. What a game! Against City, what a game! Maybe that was a bit too much for them. I don't know, but they also made sure they played their part in this.
For sure. I mean, that quarter final against Stellenbosch, the semi final against City were 2 of the best games we've seen at the Bayhill for a long time. For many a year, and then the final as well, then suddenly topped it. So you sit there and you think those 2 games on a Sunday, can it get better? But Spurs, to be honest, Spurs had 2 very tough games that Sunday, and maybe that did take a bit of the edge off. But I think we should rather look at the fact that Grassy Park executed their plan and nullified it, and not blame tiredness. I'm sure Spurs would not want to blame tiredness either, because I think at the end of the day, Cape Town came out and supported.
That's
we got the fairy tale we wanted. number 2, and number 3, both teams turned up and showed us a classic.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I think, and then lastly, what I want to say is, for all of those of you that, yes, it was negative for the pricing increase and whatever, for those of you that showed up, because ultimately you made the atmosphere, you made the cheers.
Yeah.
There were a couple of gentlemen, Cape Town supporters, that we were commentating from, in that we were in the stands and we had fantastic interaction with those guys. They were thinking Spurs was going to win it, but even them, when GP was like 5 minutes away, they were like saying, nah, it's GP, it's GP. They were also shouting GP. So, yeah, just everything was great. It was a great day, great final.
Yeah.
Great day for Cape Town football.
Yeah, and I was, Shamiel, people say, we stand there, we commentate, but the emotion, man. When that final whistle went, I felt emotional because of seeing that the communities now and the coaches in the community clubs are now finally getting the recognition they deserve, man.
Yeah.
And the boys and the players, people always said, community clubs are not disciplined, players are not disciplined, whatever.
That problem, yeah.
Tell you what, they were very disciplined. And I mean, I had goosebumps. It was brilliant. And that's one of the moments in my life that I will treasure, actually being there and appreciating that.
Yeah.
But I think we got to go to the awards as well. The people who excelled in the tournaments. Let's just finish with that.
Finish that because we
the referee of the tournament, Chris Cousteau.
Yeah.
Well done to Chris. Chris has been exceptional in the ABC and regional third division over the last couple of years. So
and he's also in the NFD and the PSL.
Correct.
So, yeah.
Top goal scorers was a tie between Lyle Daniels of City Kings and Kiam Carlson from Hellenic. Luke Bartman ended with 5. They ended with 6.
Okay.
Goalkeeper of the series, Gossie Park, just in front.
There's from Ocean View.
From Ocean View. Congratulations. Kasim Adams, manager of the series, was given to Arnold Marlowe of Jomos. Jomos came out of nowhere. Nobody thought Jomos would get anywhere. Made the plate final. Big ups to him. Coach of the series, gone to Andrew Herman of Cape Town Spurs. Took Spurs, beat Stellenbosch, beat City.
Yeah.
So, well done to Andrew Herman. Most promising amateur team, Jomos again. It was good that we interviewed them at the preview.
At the preview, at the draw.
And then the team of the tournament, Gossie Park. I mean, that stands to reason. They won at the first community club in a long time to win it. Big ups to them. And of course, the player of the series, even though he was on the losing side of the final, Luke Bartman. I mean, listen, you can't just look at the final and say, he underperformed in the final, and Jody Klaassen did this, and Hamdalay did this, and but I think throughout the tournament, whenever Luke Bartman got the ball for Spurs, something happened.
Yeah.
The crowd got on the edge of their seat. He did this. He made a goal. He assisted or he scored. So 16 years of age.
Yeah.
Shamiel. We got to remember that he's still got another 2 or 3 Bayhills ahead of him. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Spurs. And finally, the last word for me is congratulations to Gossie Park.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's sort of done for the Bayhill. I think what we're going to do is we posted a video earlier in the week catching the raw emotion of Chairman Zahid Witboy of Gossie Park, and I think we're going to play that video now and then get back to you after that.
Right guys, we've got here the chairman of Gossie Park, Mr. Zahid Witboy. Just won the Bayhill Premier Cup 2020. Tell us how you're feeling at the moment quickly before you go get your trophy.
Yeah, Dulvie, what can you say? Best feeling ever. And it's all for the community, for the boys. Right? Always, Gossie Park can always be humble, always humble in whatever we do. Right? So, well done to the boys and the coaches for the effort and for the greater Cape Town community.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, the impossible is not impossible. Right?
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of hard work, sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's not only this year, it comes on for the last 5-6 years. So, efforts from all the coaches, staff, management, well done. But we talk again in the other interview. Thank you, Mr. Dulvie.
Mr. Witboy, I'm not going to go that easy. Being very modest here. You obviously shoulder to the wheel with this club for years. Now you're reaping the benefits. What can you say about that?
Yeah, it's only the vision, man.
Yeah.
But remember 10 years ago, we had the name change of the club, right?
Yep.
And the same exco and all the members decided at the time that the club want to move in the new venture and in the new direction. So as you know, we Crusaders, right? We're a club of 1942. We just had a name change 10 years ago, right? But we're still the same club.
Still the same
right?
club.
Still the same executive. And this is one of the reasons why we changed, they had the name changed. Not for anything, our blood is still all green. We all belong to Crusaders, but we just thought we should take the club into a new direction, right? And this is one of that successes, man. We always knew that we had to make a change to keep ourselves still relevant in football, right? And heads up to my ex-co for sticking with us, for sticking with the chairman, for sticking. So all we want our community to come and support us again, because this is for the greater Gossipon community, and we would like them to come back in the numbers and come and support the club.
And the last thing, your fellow Cape District team, Greenwood, two Cape District teams winning.
I just sent Mr. Isaac early this morning to send him a message. I said, well done to Greenwood. Well done to Greenwood, and it's two Cape District teams.
Okay guys, welcome back. Yeah, that was an emotional coach, Shahir Witboy. I know he doesn't show it. He's a very calm gentleman, but he can also be a very excited gentleman, very passionate man.
Yeah, I just got to say, Shamiel, you know, last season when we were doing the show and I kept on saying CAFTA would win the Cape District.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then he kept on sending me messages, and whenever we played friendlies, our Motsepe team played friendlies against Grass, kept on reminding me that, why am I got something against Grassy Park? But we spoke about it, and I explained to him that, you know, CAFTA were playing for something, and his guys were playing for experience, and so we joke about it, but I've got a lot of respect for him. I think him and his family, the amount of time, effort and money they put into the club, into the community, so congratulations to them. And then finally, last word on the Bayhill, you know, Cape District LFA had two winners.
Oh, of course.
Greenwood Athletic, you know, plate winners. Grassy Park, Cup winners, you know, Cape District, you know, all the development at the LFA and, you know, the courses they're doing for their coaches and everything. Congratulations. And I think every member of Cape District LFA woke up on Tuesday morning very proud of their two clubs.
And I think why we're also mentioning that is, you know, Cape District at the moment going under stressful times with suspension of the two key members of the LFA. So, yeah, this is something sort of, it's not a light at the end of a tunnel, but at least it's positive news for currently what's happening there. And with that, we want to wish the Cape District everything of the best for the season, and hopefully they'll overcome whatever challenges they got, and hopefully this sort of wins by the two teams brings them together and helps them overcome.
I think you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's a mantra from SAFA Cape Town that football shall be played. So hopefully those boys will get out on the field now during the LFA season and show everybody that it's not just Grassy Park.
Right, guys, let's go to the ABC Motsepe A. Obviously, no third division teams were played over the weekend because of the Bayhill Easter weekend. So, just looking at some of the results here, I think Zizwe played early on, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday. 3-1 winners against Cape Town Spurs. Zizwe is on that way to clinching the stream there. Outbay getting a good win on Ikapa, 6-1.
Yeah, they needed
it. Was played at Lavendale.
It was, I think, on Thursday night.
Evening. I think.
That was a big win for Grassy Park. I mean, sorry for Hartbay. I've got Grassy Park on the brain. Big win for Hartbay on two counts. Number one, they needed to keep on the coattails of Zizwe. And number two, they had to beat Zizwe's goal difference.
Yes.
And they have.
Okay.
Because they're now ahead, which we'll get to see at the log.
And then Santos beating Pequeno Sundowns 2-1. And then obviously this game was played on Wednesday, Grassy Park. Obviously not playing over the weekend because of the Bayhill. They're carrying on their winning ways and beat Marties 1-0 in their match. So looking at the fixtures coming up this weekend, and I think these are the last games for the week. Season closes this Saturday or Friday. So Cape Town Spurs hosting in Pequeno Sundowns.
Spurs are safe.
Cape Town Spurs are safe.
And Pequeno were relegated. They lost to Santos in the week, relegated them,
And then Ikapa Sporting and City Kings.
Are just playing for pride.
Rubber match now, what do we call it?
Yeah,
and then,
dead rubber.
Dead rubber. And then Marties and Zizwe, obviously Zizwe have to win. That's a tough game there. And then more tough, I think, for Houtbay is against Santos.
Yeah, listen, you know, Santos and Zizwe both away from home. Listen, Marties are playing for pride. Santos are playing for pride. So any result can come. Zizwe can't afford to just draw.
No,
because if they draw and Houtbay win, Houtbay are 2 points behind Zizwe, and Houtbay got a better goal difference. So if Zizwe draw and Houtbay win, Houtbay will win the stream. So Zizwe have to go for the win. So it's going to be, you know, pick a game. If you're a stream A supporter, pick a game. The same thing happening in stream B, which we'll get to exciting times.
Before we get there,
so you know, things are looking good. If I had to make a call, I would say Zizwe is going to edge it.
Okay. You know, give us the log there. Just explain what you're saying.
Zizwe. So all teams have played 15 games. and the top three. So Zizwe after 15 games has 32 points with a plus 12 goal difference. Hartbeer after 15 games have got 30 points, so they're 2 points behind Zizwe with a plus 14 goal difference.
Yeah.
And then to make up the top three, Santos got 25 points, so Santos are out of it.
Out of it, yeah.
So it's between those two. At the bottom, Pequeno, after 14 games, they got 5 points. There's only 2 games left. The most they can get to is 11, and Cape Town Spurs are on 14, so Pequeno were relegated.
Yeah. Okay, so that's sort of, we're going to say, well, good luck to all of those there, and hopefully, I'd rather say the best man wins and gives us a fantastic playoff there with the winner of the other stream. So, looking at Stream B, matches played over this past weekend. Wanderers and Battalions. Wanderers losing their 2-1. Wanderers also relegated with it?
Yeah, Wanderers got relegated with that loss. So, that is implications for the third division now, because the third team will now be relegated out of the third division.
Yeah. Ukania United and Nova Park, 3-1 win over there, Ukania.
Yeah, listen, we did our job. We got our 3 points. Won't comment anymore.
And then Clearwood and FN Rangers. FN Rangers beating Clearwood 2-1.
Yeah, it was a must-win game for both teams. FN got the result that they needed to keep them in contention for this weekend's final round of games. Listen, by all accounts, it was very tight. There was a goalkeeping error, allowed FN to get the winner. Good result for FN away from home. Clearwood are not easy.
Yeah, and then Ubuntu and Royal Blues. Ubuntu winning, Royal Blues didn't pitch for that.
Yeah, they defaulted. So Clearwood, so Ubuntu got a 2-0 win. Yeah.
Looking at fixtures coming up this weekend, also the final week, Battalions versus Ukania.
Yeah, I think it is playing for pride, both teams.
Royal Blues and Clearwood.
Yeah, Clearwood, both of them playing for pride, they're both safe. So, yeah.
And then Nova Park, Ubuntu.
Yeah,
so
there's 2 games. It's a Hanover Park versus Ubuntu and FN Rangers, Young Bafana. So, as things currently stand, we still got to discuss the other little issue that's going on in Stream B. But anyway, as things stand, FN have to beat Young Bafana to end up top of the stream. Ubuntu, if they beat Hanover Park by 6 goals or more, would rely on a draw between Young Bafana and FN for them to top the stream.
Okay.
And Young Bafana need to get any result besides a loss.
Yeah.
Effectively to win the stream. So, and Young Bafana going to FN Rangers, not easy, Royal Road.
No.
FN's games at home, if you look at their results this season, very tight.
Yeah.
Young Bafana beat FN 2-1 at home earlier in the season. Big game. Ubuntu coming to HP. Listen, we're not just going to sit there and make up numbers. We want to finish our season on a positive note.
Definitely.
And Ubuntu know that we're not just going to stand there and lie down or anything. We're not that kind of club. So that will also be an entertaining game. Our first game was entertaining end to end. I'm sure this will be entertaining end to end. My boys are going out for 3 points to finish the season. But it's going to boil down to Young Bafana FN game.
Yeah.
Shamiel. The one issue we got to remember in the log, it says Young Bafana have 32 points, FN got 30. Ubuntu's on 29. But Young Bafana finished the game with 1 under against Clearwood. They drew 1-1. In terms of the rules, that means they lose a point in that game. So we don't know. That DC hearing must still happen. So I don't know if anything could change with that. We got to go on the log the way it looks now.
Yeah.
So Young Bafana, the way it stands now, cannot afford to draw.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, cannot afford to lose to FN. Yeah. Their goal difference is plus 15. FN's goal difference is plus 19. Ubuntu's goal difference is plus 9. That's why Ubuntu need to win by 6 or more. So that's where we stand at the moment. I can't call it, to be honest. It's 2 very good coaches. So let's see what happens.
They got to win. Everyone's going to win.
Everyone's going to win.
Yeah, here's the log. Young Bafana, 32, played 15. Obviously, all played 15. FN Rangers, 30 points. And Ubuntu, 29 points. So 3 points of difference between 1 and 3. And as Andrew explained there, the goal difference there. If you want to get more clarity on it, go to our website, www.thefourthmoment.co.za, and have a look at the log. And I think that, one more thing left to do, and that is to look at the fixtures for the third division.
Yeah, there were no games last weekend because of the Easter weekend. This weekend, there's some big games that affect the top and bottom. So we'll just go through the fixtures, pick your games you want to go watch. We'll pick up the few that we want to look at. I think there's a big game in Rocklands, Shamiel, Derby. It is Milano versus Woodlands. Both teams, struggling the season, fighting in the relegation zone. Whoever gets the 3 points is a big result for that. So that's one game to look out for. Also Friday night, Solo Street, Greenwood Athletic need to get back on the winning way after getting 2 defeats the previous weekend. They're up against Saxon Rovers. Saxons need points. Going to be an exciting game there as well. Anyone you want to pick out?
Yeah, just having a look here. Invincible versus Premier United.
Sure. Invincible need points.
Yeah, definitely. Jomos and Matroosfontein. Let's see if Jomos can carry that momentum from the Bayhill.
Yeah.
And then Jamestown, Ocean View.
Sure.
That's also happening. And then Silver Spurs, Matroosfontein.
Yeah. And I think also the one game, Hout Bay play against Trinitarians at Hout Bay.
Yeah, where's the Trinis game?
Hout Bay play
go.
Trinis.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, it's never easy going to Hout Bay, we know.
Yeah.
And Trinis need the points to stay on the coattails of the leader, so that'll be a nice game as well. That's also early kickoff.
I was going to say 1 o'clock. Yeah,
1 o'clock kickoff, so you could go to that one and then fly through to Royal Road and watch FN Rangers Young Bafana.
And check also the Junction games, also 1 o'clock kickoff. So go again, as I say, to the website www.thefourthmoment.co.za and have a look at those there. Then looking at the log, Junction Rovers top of the log at the moment. Team from Heidelberg, 52 points. Greenwood in second spot, so you were 50 points. They're on the same goal difference, by the way. And then Trinis in third spot with 48 points.
Yeah.
So all to play for. This league ends in May sometime?
The end of May, yeah. I think just to finish off, Shamiel, there was the Trinitarians under 14 tournament happening at the same time as the Bayhill.
Yes.
Congratulations to Cape Town Spurs. They defended their title, so they won the main cup. So big ups to them and well done to Trinis. It can't be easy hosting a tournament at the same time as the Bayhill. But what I heard from some of the photographers that came to both, they said there was a big crowd there at the Trinis tournament. So big ups to them. Well done.
Yeah, I think we missed that one, or I missed that one for the second time in a row. I definitely want to get there. Yeah. I think next year I'm definitely going to do that because from the beginning the tournament's been good.
Yes.
So definitely want to catch some of those moments there. Looking at the bottom of the log for the third division, so we've got Invincible Cravenby on 13 points. So I think it's safe to say that they...
Yeah, I think they're going to struggle to stay up.
Yeah. And then Ocean View with 20 points, Milano with 21 points, and Woodlands with 23 points. So now remember, because Wanderers are basically relegated, there's a possibility that 3 teams of the third division will get relegated unless the winner of the ABC Mutsepe that goes eventually to the playoffs, unless they win and then only 2 get relegated.
100%.
So so that's how it is as we get closer to the time.
It's exciting times.
We'll
LFA football starts. I think from next week we're going to all the LFA football.
Actually, I'm going to do that this week, Andrew. I actually prepared for
did
that.
you? Okay, let's go. Let's do the LFA.
Quickly, just Cape Town Tigerberg. It was easy to access their information. So I want to touch on a couple of games quickly that took place last week. So the word is Edgemead is the team to beat this season. I think they've got about 14 goals or something like that in past 2 games. So looking at some of the results there, Regersdal 0, Bottasig 1, Durbanville 1, Belleville 3, Greenpoint Salesians 1, Nova Park 2. Oh, you guys are winning without your ABC players. That's good.
Yeah, it's the first time ever. We've got 6 points after 2 games.
FN Rangers 1, Kensington. That same goes for FN Rangers as well done. And then Nova Park, Norway Parks 3, Kales River 1, Tableview 4, Garden Village 3. A lot of goals in one game. And then here we go, Edgemead 7, Vasco 1. So big goals there. Second game in a row for Edgemead. I think the first game they scored 6-0 against Greenpoint. And then Sunningdale beating Wynberg St. John's.
That was a big shock. Wynberg St. John's defending champion. Sunningdale going to Wynberg, getting that result. But it's still early days. A lot of teams have got 6 points. But this weekend is another round of fixtures again. Yeah,
I spoke to the guys at Wynberg last time. I think they had also issues accessing their field and so on for training. So I'm sure they'll get the...
No, they'll definitely get back on track. They're one of the teams to beat.
Yep. And then looking at some of the fixtures, FN Rangers Bottasig, Greenpoint Belleville, Garden Village Edgemead, Kensington Durbanville, Kales River Saxon, Tableview, and Norway Parks. That should be a good game. The Vasco and Nova Park.
Yeah, that'll be a nice game.
Yeah. And then St. John's and Regersdal.
Yeah, hopefully our under 18s and over 40 players will get us another result this weekend, like they've been doing. Yeah, it's
I'm
exciting.
looking at this game between Edgemead and Garden Village. So I watched Garden Village last week, and seeing the scores that Edgemead are recording, I think it's going to be another one.
No. Don't underestimate Garden Village.
And then just looking at the log, there are only 2 games played. Obviously, Edgemead top. Norway Park second and third Tableview.
It's all on goal difference. A lot of teams on 6 points.
6 points, yeah. So we look at that later. Maybe we'll get some Garden Village people.
Listen, while we're doing LFAs, I was sent some fixtures this weekend for Mitchell's Plain LFA.
Okay.
So that's going to be exciting. The Champions League, we got Colville versus Cedar. Bayhill play Rockefellers. It's the first round of fixtures, eh?
Okay.
Beacon Spurs playing Tafelsicht. Ikapa Sporting versus Milano. Juventus play Seringa Spurs. Lentegeer play Mowgli's. And Liverpool Portland's play Bayview. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And obviously the Super League games as well. There's first division, second division, junior divisions. Mitchell's Plain. It's a multitude of games, exciting. So please, go out to Mitchell's Plain if you want to go watch LFA games this weekend and go and enjoy it.
And I know there's one or two other guys that sent me fixtures. So from next week, we're going to tackle all of them.
All the LFAs,
Yeah, because we'll be done with the ABC.
Yeah.
And then, we'll send it out. So apologies if it doesn't come out now, but keep sending it. Make sure you get it to us by the Tuesday. That's when we record the show. So we can get your information out there.
Perfect.
Andrew, anything else?
No, I think that's been a long and fruitful show.
Yeah. I think one thing it must be said is obviously a lot of things happening within our football community. There's a lot of behind the scenes political stuff happening and so on. So, as the fourth moment, what we want to do is obviously we always highlight the positive stuff, and that's the players, the guys actually taking part in the grassroots level. That coach packing his bag, packing the balls, picking up all the players, going to the training, taking them home, sacrificing his time. That's what we're about the players making that effort as well. But don't think that we're not also watching very closely what's happening on the other side. And we're not somebody that's going to say what we're doing. We just carry on and do the work. So just one thing I want to end off is with the guys, with the football lovers. I mean, Athlone Stadium was packed. Was packed. It was
100%.
fantastic. So one thing from my side, all football lovers, local football lovers, when you see anything out there, be it on social media, at the games, you hear stories, think about it. That's all I'm going to say. Just think about it, have a look at it, and you make up your own mind of what's happening.
And that's it.
I'm done. Guys, we'll see you next week.
Cheers.